Noam comes from Israel. She is in charge of communication at Base for Discussion. This is a joint United Nations and Interpeace program. Noam works tirelessly with groups that are excluded from peace processes in Israel now and in Rwanda previously. Noam thrives on passion, and I'm certain that she's going to be transmitting some of that passion to you this evening. Noam.
Peace, peace, peace. Before I came here, someone told me that peace is the #1 word that is most unpopular in my country now. It was very encouraging to hear that right before my trip here. But I thought a lot about it, how to overcome the fact that I cannot even use the word peace. When I use the word peace, it shuts people's ears off. The word peace almost doesn't exist. I need to find other words to talk about the conditions for peace in order for people to listen. People are tired in my country to hear about failed peace processes and failed peace agreements, and the pessimism takes over. How do I keep the fuel, and how do I keep recharging myself as a peace builder in Israel to not lose the people, to keep engaging them in peace? My name is Noam. My mother was born in Iran, and my father is son of Holocaust survivors from Romania. My first memories as a child are surrounded by images of war. My brother was born into the first day of the Second Gulf War, and my father sat in jail for refusing to participate in war. My parents, from a very, very young age, I remember myself, had the vision that their children and myself will grow up into a different reality. They wanted that my children will not have their first memories with images of war. When I was 7 years old, my parents moved to a small community in Israel called Neve Shalom Wahat Salam. It's the only community in Israel where Palestinians and Jews live together by choice and in equality. Now, I speak fluent Arabic, and when I speak fluent Arabic, usually some people think it's because I learned it for intelligence purposes, or some people think that I learned it because I'm Arab, I'm Palestinian. I love the responsibility on my shoulders, the example that my personal identity sets for a new Middle East, for a new Israel, for the fact that a Jewish girl with Iranian background can speak Palestinian dialect, not for intelligence purposes, not to spy on my neighbors, but to communicate with my neighbors. In my second year in university, I couldn't speak about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict anymore. I had to get away from it. I told myself, we are not the center of the world. It's not possible that they're speaking about us in the news anymore. I had to get away to see how it's being done, how healing and conflict resolution is being done elsewhere, and bring it back home. I went to Rwanda. Going into the genocide memorial in Rwanda was a life-changing experience for me. I witnessed a narrative, a national narrative that is being told to a young generation. Even though it's not perfect, I witnessed a national narrative that is being told with the purpose of healing. I walked into the Genocide Memorial Center in Kigali, and there was a whole room dedicated to other genocides. I asked the youth in Rwanda, what does this mean to you? And they say, we understand the mechanism of hatred, the mechanism of violence, the fact that it doesn't just happen in one place to one people, but we are a part of something that happens in humanity, human suffering, and we have the power to overcome it. This narrative like this was never told to me in Israel. There was never connecting of the dots that it happens in other places and we can relate to other suffering. The sacrifice that people make to live in peace, to have a non-violent vision, is a sacrifice that is harder. It's a harder battle than the battle of war. The battle of peace is a hard battle. I'm often faced with in Israel, my work with ultra-Orthodox rabbis and my work with ultra-Orthodox women, religious women, that think outside the box and want to engage in a vision for peace. They often sacrifice their lives to participate in what we call peace and in activities for peace. when I hear, when I was in Rwanda, and women who survived the genocide had to live with the perpetrators next to their homes, they told me, maybe we don't forgive. Maybe it's hard for me to live with the enemy, and I can't do it, and I will never forgive. But it's the second generation. It's my children. We need to have a vision. And this is what peace building is about, stepping out of yourself, allowing yourself to have this sense of sacrifice, this sense of vision, and really feel it running in your veins. I wake up every day to the dream, to the vision of Palestinians and Israelis living together in equality, living together in freedom. I don't believe that Israel is fully free until Palestine is free. And I'm not afraid to say it. Our fates are intertwined. No one is going anywhere. And if we don't start living and walking and believing really to our bones every day that it's possible, and believing in it every day, especially when everyone around you stop believing in it. Everyone around me, when I do my work, my field work in Israel, no one believes. People laugh at me, say, come on, Noam, go have fun. Really, go have fun. What is peace? We'll never have peace. If we have peace, okay, no one cares. And especially in these moments, I stop and I find ways to re-energize myself and to tell myself, this is exactly where we need to work. With the people that don't want to listen. With the people that don't have the energy to hear about it anymore, this is where I will be. And in the future, when we have a better future, people will look back at my craziness and will say, well, we did it at the hardest time. Thank you very much.